It was supposed to be the best day of her life, but the moment she sprayed that perfume, her entire world changed. And by the time she realized the truth, it was already too late. Welcome to Tales by Lima. Please like, share and subscribe. From the outside, Ariel Thompson looked like a girl whose life was perfectly arranged. A flourishing career, flawless skin, a reputation for elegance, and a smile that made people feel safe. She was the last person anyone expected to get caught up in something dark, something dangerous. And it all started on an ordinary Wednesday morning. Ariel stepped out of her apartment building wearing a fitted blazer, black satin top, and a soft afro puff bouncing gently with every step. The sun was kind to her that day, warm but not hot. The breeze was soft. The world felt calm. Until she noticed him. A tall, well-dressed stranger standing by the entrance gate, holding a small white box wrapped in gold ribbon. He wasn't threatening. He wasn't familiar. He just watched her with a polite, almost gentle expression. "Miss Ariel?" he asked softly. She froze. "How do you know my name?" He smiled, extending the box toward her. "This is for you. A gift, from someone who admires your confidence." Ariel laughed nervously. "I think you have the wrong person. I don't have any secret admirers." But the man simply placed the box in her hand and stepped back. "No mistake. You'll love it." Then he walked away, calmly, quietly, disappearing into the crowd before she could ask a single question. Ariel looked down at the box. Lightweight. Beautifully packaged. Smelled faintly like fresh roses. Against her better judgment, curiosity wrapped around her like a warm blanket. So she put the box into her handbag and continued her day. She didn't know that this tiny, innocent-looking gift was the beginning of a nightmare. When she arrived at work, her coworkers immediately noticed the sleek packaging when she placed her bag on the table. "What's that?" her colleague, Sophie, asked. "I don't know," Ariel replied honestly. "Someone gave it to me downstairs." Sophie's eyes widened. "Girl, that looks expensive. Open it." Ariel hesitated, then slowly untied the gold ribbon. Inside was the most luxurious perfume bottle she had ever seen. Crystal clear glass. A solid gold cap. A label written in elegant cursive. La Marie Essence, limited release. Sophie gasped. "Are you kidding me? That brand only sends PR packages to celebrities." Ariel shrugged. "I guess someone thinks I'm special." They both laughed, but Ariel felt the tiniest chill crawl up her spine. Something didn't feel right, but she brushed it off. At lunchtime, she sprayed the perfume. Just 2 soft spritzes on her wrist. The scent was heavenly. Soft. Powdery. Sweet. Like fresh flowers mixed with warm vanilla. "Wow," Sophie whispered. "You smell like wealth." Ariel smiled, feeling a small spark of confidence. But by the time she stepped outside after work, everything changed. A soft buzzing sound floated through the air. Then another. And another. Within minutes, a swarm of flies circled around her like she was a magnet pulling them in. People stared. Some covered their noses. Some laughed. Some looked horrified. "Ariel, what is happening?" Sophie cried, backing away. Ariel didn't know. But deep inside her chest, something told her this wasn't normal. This was the beginning of something very, very wrong. And there was no going back. Ariel never forgot the sound people made that evening. Shock. Disgust. Whispers. The clicking of phone cameras capturing her humiliation. She ran, embarrassed, overwhelmed, shaking, swatting flies away as they buzzed around her face, her clothes, her hair. But the bizarre part? They didn't touch anyone else. Only her. By the time she reached her apartment, her chest was tight and her eyes were burning from tears she didn't even realize had fallen. "What is happening to me?" she whispered, slamming her door shut. She stripped off her blazer, shook her hair out, washed her hands, scrubbed her wrists, sprayed deodorant, used wipes, willing the smell away. But the flies remained, hovering outside her window, waiting. It felt like the world had turned into a nightmare. And the worst part? She still didn't know why. The next morning, she woke up early and decided to test something. She stepped outside her apartment, without spraying anything. For the first few seconds, the street was calm. No flies. No buzzing. Just silence. Ariel sighed with relief. Until she opened her handbag. A single tiny buzzing sound echoed from inside. She froze. Slowly, carefully, she reached into her bag. The perfume bottle cap wasn't even open, yet flies were already gathering toward the bag like it was emitting a signal. Ariel felt cold fear spread through her body. It wasn't her. It was the perfume. That day at work became the worst day of her life. She didn't spray the perfume. She hid it in her drawer. She stayed quiet, avoiding everyone. But during a brief meeting, she noticed 3 flies crawl under the door and come straight toward her. Her coworkers stared. "Ariel," Sophie whispered. "This is getting weird." A man from HR stepped away from her like she carried something contagious. She rushed out of the room. People in the hallway were whispering already. "Is she okay? What's wrong with her? Why are flies following her? Is she cursed?" Phones were recording again. And Ariel couldn't breathe. She ran into the restroom, slammed the door, and pressed her hands against her face. "Think, Ariel. Think." She grabbed her phone and typed. La Marie Essence Perfume Strange Reaction. Perfume attracting flies. La Marie Scandal. Nothing came up. No results. No reviews. No background. It was like the perfume didn't exist. That's when Ariel realized something terrifying. The brand wasn't new. It wasn't luxurious. It wasn't rare. It was hidden. Hidden for a reason. That night, as she lay in bed, a loud knock shook her door. She flinched. "Who is it?" she called, her voice trembling. "Ariel Thompson." It was a woman's voice. Firm. Direct. Ariel hesitated before opening the door. Standing there was a woman in her early 40s wearing a dark suit and holding a leather folder. Her expression was serious. "I'm Agent Collins," she said calmly. "I need to talk to you. It's urgent." Ariel blinked. "Agent, like government agent?" The woman nodded slowly. "It's about the perfume you received. You're not the only person it has affected." Ariel's blood ran cold. "What do you mean?" The agent lowered her voice. "There's more going on than you realize. And you're in danger." Ariel stepped aside, letting the agent enter. Agent Collins scanned the apartment subtly, like she was expecting something to jump out. Then she sat down, opened her folder, and stared at Ariel with calm intensity. "Before I explain anything," Collins said, "I need you to tell me exactly how you got the perfume." Ariel recounted every detail. The stranger. The box. The gold ribbon. The scent. The first swarm of flies. The humiliation. The fear. Collins listened carefully, nodding. Then she slid a photograph across the table. Ariel gasped. It was a picture of another woman, surrounded by flies, looking terrified. What happened to her?" Ariel whispered. "She received the same perfume," Collins said. 2 weeks ago." Ariel covered her mouth. Is she okay now? Collins didn't answer. Instead, she pulled out more photos, different women, different cities, but the same nightmare. Ariel felt dizzy. But why me? She whispered. Collins folded her hands. That perfume isn't a perfume. It's a cover-up. Ariel's heartbeat quickened. A cover-up for what? Collins leaned forward, her voice dropping to a whisper. To hide a formula someone stole, something extremely dangerous. The substance attracts flies because it was originally created to detect contamination in certain products. But someone repurposed it, and started distributing it in perfume bottles. Ariel stared at her, confused and scared. What does that have to do with me? Collins slid one final document in front of her. Ariel froze. It was a shipping log. Her name. Her address. Her workplace. The perfume wasn't a gift. It was assigned to her. To keep you distracted, Collins said. Someone wanted to humiliate you publicly, so you wouldn't notice something else. Ariel's voice shook. Notice what? Collins met her eyes. Your company is involved in a scandal much bigger than you can imagine. And you were getting too close to the truth without even realizing it. Ariel felt her entire world tilt. What truth? She whispered. Collins inhaled deeply. The perfume was never the threat, Ariel. You were. Ariel's breath caught in her throat. Her story was no longer simply about a mysterious scent. This was about survival. And the people behind the perfume. We're just getting started. Ariel felt the room spin as Agent Collins' words echoed through her mind. The perfume was never the threat, you were. She had never seen her own life from this angle, never imagined she could be wrapped inside a conspiracy deeper than gossip, deeper than embarrassment, deeper than humiliation by flies. Ariel swallowed hard. What do you mean I was the threat? Collins stood, her tone steady. You're smart, Ariel. You notice things other people ignore. Last month, you filed an internal request to review inconsistencies in your department's product testing reports. Ariel blinked. You mean the mislabeled shipment forms? That was just me checking numbers. No, Collins interrupted. It was you getting too close. She opened a folder and revealed documents Ariel thought no one paid attention to. Shipment logs. Quality control reports. Samples. Internal emails she had flagged as unusual. Ariel felt a cold realization crawl across her skin. You're saying my company is involved in something illegal? Collins lowered her voice. Not just illegal, dangerous. Someone is altering ingredients in one of your company's top-selling cosmetic lines. A formula is being replaced quietly, without the public knowing. Ariel shook her head. That's impossible. Our lab is one of the most controlled environments in the industry. Collins sighed. And that's why they used you. You're known for being thorough. If anyone was going to find the truth, it was you. Ariel's stomach tightened. So they tried to distract me? Yes, Collins said. Public embarrassment spreads fast. And while you panic about flies, no one expects you to look closely at reports that suddenly vanish from your system. Ariel stared at her hands. Every second felt heavier. They chose you, Collins said gently. Because you're the type who would eventually connect the dots. Ariel felt a mixture of fear and anger rising in her chest. But why target me in such a humiliating way? Collins closed the folder. It's psychological. If everyone believes something is wrong with you, your voice loses credibility. Ariel froze. That's why people filmed her. Why they whispered. Why coworkers backed away. She wasn't just embarrassed. She was being silenced. Collins stood. We need to move carefully. Whoever is behind this has eyes everywhere. They will do anything to stop you from uncovering the truth. Ariel's voice trembled. So what do I do? Collins stepped closer. You're going back to work tomorrow. And you're going to pretend nothing is wrong. While they think you're breaking down, we will be watching. Her eyes hardened with determination. And together, we're going to uncover who did this to you. Ariel nodded slowly, fear mixing with a new spark of courage. But as Collins left the apartment, Ariel felt every shadow in the room shift. Someone, somewhere, now knew that she knew. And the game had only just begun. Ariel returned to work the next morning exactly as Collins instructed, quietly, calmly, pretending to be fragile, pretending to be embarrassed, pretending she wanted to disappear. The building lobby was unusually quiet as she walked in. People stared at her. Some pitied her. Others whispered. A few looked almost afraid of her, stepping aside as though she carried something worse than shame. Ariel kept her eyes forward. She reached the elevator and stepped inside. Just before the doors closed, a woman slipped in, a tall, elegant woman with straight blonde hair and a sharp black suit. Her perfume filled the elevator with a clean, expensive scent. Ariel recognized her instantly. Miranda Hale. Director of Corporate Operations. One of the most powerful people in the company. Miranda rarely spoke to low-level staff, yet today she smiled gently. Ariel Thompson, right? Ariel stiffened. Yes, ma'am. Miranda tilted her head, studying her face with unsettling calmness. I heard you weren't feeling well yesterday. Ariel forced a weak smile. I'm better today. Miranda reached out and lightly touched Ariel's wrist. Well, that's good. We can't afford distractions, can we? Ariel's throat went dry. The elevator felt smaller. Colder. Suffocating. Miranda's eyes flicked down to Ariel's handbag. Then she whispered softly. Did you enjoy your fragrance? Ariel's chest tightened. Her heart slammed against her ribs. She opened her mouth, but no words came out. Miranda smiled slowly. Then leaned in. Next time, Ariel, be careful what you accept from strangers. The elevator dinged. Miranda stepped out gracefully and turned her head just slightly. Especially gifts meant for someone else. Ariel's stomach dropped. What do you mean? She whispered, stepping forward. But Miranda didn't answer. She simply walked down the hall, her heels striking the floor with slow, confident clicks. Click. 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 Ariel grabbed the elevator wall to steady herself. Her mind raced. Gifts meant for someone else. The perfume wasn't supposed to go to her. Then who? Why her? And how did Miranda know? Ariel's entire body trembled. Something was off. Terribly off. And Miranda Hale knew far more than she was saying. Ariel spent the entire morning pretending to work while Agent Collins watched her from a cafe across the street. She sent Ariel instructions through coded messages disguised as random reminders. 11:45 a.m. Lunch break. Go to the third-floor archive room. Ariel's hands shook as she walked down the hall. The archive room was cold, quiet, dim. It smelled faintly of dust and old paper. She closed the door behind her. Then Collins texted again. 11:47 a.m. Look for a file labeled Q48A. It was deleted from your system 2 days ago. Ariel scanned the shelves. Row A. Row B. Row C. Her heart beat faster. Finally, she found row Q. She traced her fingers along the labels until she reached the one she needed. Q48A. The folder was thinner than she expected. She opened it slowly, and froze. Inside were reports showing the ingredients for one of the company's best-selling facial creams. But the numbers didn't match the official documents she reviewed last month. Someone had switched ingredients. Someone had bypassed safety testing. Someone had replaced a harmless formula with. Ariel blinked. The word on the paper didn't make sense. It wasn't English. It was a string of letters and numbers she had never seen before. She snapped a picture and sent it to Collins. Seconds later, her phone buzzed violently. Collins. Ariel, get out of that room right now. Ariel's chest tightened. Ariel. Why? What's wrong? 3 dots appeared, then disappeared. Appeared, then stopped. No reply. Her heartbeat sped up. Suddenly. Click. The archive door locked. Ariel jumped. Hello? She called, her voice cracking. Is someone there? No answer. Her phone buzzed again. A new message. Not from Collins. From an unknown number. Ariel's hands shook as she opened it. One sentence. Short. Cold. Terrifying. You should have stayed embarrassed. Ariel's breath caught. Footsteps echoed outside the door. Slow. Steady. Unhurried. Someone was coming. Someone who didn't want her to leave that room. Someone who knew she had the file. Ariel backed away, clutching the folder to her chest. The footsteps stopped right outside. Then. The lights went out. Darkness swallowed the room. Ariel whispered shakily. What do they want from me? But deep inside her heart, she already knew. This wasn't about flies anymore. This was about the truth. A truth powerful enough for someone to destroy her reputation, her career, even her safety. And they were willing to do anything to stop her from uncovering it. Ariel's breathing quickened as complete darkness swallowed the archive room. She stood perfectly still, listening. Nothing. Then. Footsteps again. Slow, steady, as though the person outside was waiting for her to panic. Ariel. A whisper came through the door. Low. Familiar. Ariel felt her blood turn to ice. The voice belonged to someone she knew. But she couldn't place it. She backed away until her spine hit the wall. Her pulse hammered in her ears. The locked door rattled softly. Not enough to break in. Not enough to frighten her violently. Just enough to remind her that she wasn't alone. That someone was playing with her fear. Her phone buzzed again. A text. From Collins. Do not respond. Stay silent. I'm coming. Ariel's hand shook so hard she nearly dropped the phone. Seconds passed. Long, suffocating seconds. Then. The footsteps outside stopped. No movement. No whisper. Just silence thick enough to choke her. Suddenly. A faint clicking noise came from the air vent above her head. Ariel looked up. 2 tiny flashes of red. A small blinking light. Ariel's heart dropped. Someone was watching her. Recording her. She felt the cold wave of realization wash over her like icy water. The humiliation wasn't over. This time, it wasn't flies. It was surveillance. Ariel slowly crouched beneath the vent, forcing herself to stay calm. She typed to Collins. Ariel. They're recording me. From the vents. Then. A loud metallic snap echoed from the hallway, followed by rapid footsteps and a woman shouting. Security. I said open that door now. It was Collins. Ariel's knees wobbled with relief. A keycard slid through the lock. The door flew open. Bright light flooded the room. Collins grabbed Ariel's arm. Move. Ariel stumbled out, clutching the file. Two uniformed guards ran past her into the archive room, examining vents, corners, shelves. Collins pulled Ariel into the stairwell. "You're not safe here," she whispered. "They know you have the file." Ariel held her breath. "Who is they?" Collins looked around, then leaned in. "The person you met in the elevator this morning. Miranda Hale." Ariel's heart skipped. "What? Why her?" Collins breathed out slowly. "She's at the center of all this. You've been walking right into her trap." Ariel felt her legs weaken. Miranda Hale wasn't just suspicious. She was the mastermind. And Ariel was now officially her target. Collins guided Ariel to a quiet cafe 3 blocks from the office. Not the one she normally used, a different one, more secluded, where no one would expect them. Ariel sat, her hands trembling around a warm cup of tea she couldn't even drink. Collins took a deep breath. "Ariel. There's something I didn't tell you earlier." Ariel looked up, exhausted and afraid. "I'm listening." Collins opened her briefcase and pulled out a folder thicker than the last. Inside were printed emails, signed authorization forms, a company patent file, old research documents, photos of lab equipment, and a profile of Miranda Hale. Ariel stared at the last one, feeling the room grow colder. Collins spoke carefully. "Miranda Hale isn't just a director at your company. She used to work for a private research firm that created chemical detection formulas used to discover contamination in cosmetics and skincare." Ariel frowned. "What does that have to do with the perfume?" Collins slid a document toward her. "This is the original formula from Miranda's old lab. It's designed to attract flies when harmful substances are present." Ariel blinked. "You mean the perfume was actually a warning device?" Collins nodded. "Yes. But someone modified it, to make it look like a normal fragrance." Ariel leaned forward, her voice shaking. "So why send it to me?" Collins hesitated. "Ariel, the contamination isn't an accident. Someone has been replacing safe ingredients with cheaper, dangerous alternatives, and they've been doing it for months." Ariel's stomach clenched. "Our customers are using those products." "Yes," Collins said. "And Miranda Hale is the one covering it up." Ariel felt sick. "But, why me? Why target me?" Collins looked her directly in the eyes. "Because 3 weeks ago, your department accidentally received a test sample that wasn't supposed to reach you. And you flagged it. You noticed the inconsistency." Ariel gasped. The memory hit her like a punch. The unusual scent. The odd texture. The numbers that didn't match. She had sent a report about it. A report that got lost. Ariel whispered, voice barely audible. "I thought it was just a clerical mistake." Collins shook her head. "No, Ariel. That was the moment Miranda realized you could expose her. So she arranged a different distraction, one that would make everyone doubt you." Ariel's eyes burned with tears. "The perfume." "Yes." Ariel looked down. Her humiliation wasn't an accident. It was a weapon. Collins leaned closer. "You're not just a witness, Ariel. You're the loose thread. She wants to cut." Ariel's breath trembled. "What do I do now?" Collins' voice dropped to a whisper. "You help me bring Miranda down. But you need to know something first." Ariel swallowed. "What is it?" Collins slid the final photo across the table. Ariel froze. It was a picture of the stranger who gave her the perfume. Collins spoke slowly. "That man didn't choose you randomly." She tapped the photo. "He works for Miranda." Ariel felt her world collapse. Everything. Every moment. Every humiliation was orchestrated. But Collins wasn't finished. Ariel, that man is missing now. Ariel's stomach twisted. What does that mean? Collins whispered. It means Miranda thinks he knows too much. And she will do the same to you, if she finds you. Ariel's heart slammed against her ribs. She wasn't just a target. She was a threat Miranda needed to erase. After hours of talking with Collins, Ariel finally left the cafe. But the world outside felt different. The air felt heavier. The shadows felt deeper. Every person looked suspicious. Ariel hugged her bag tightly. Inside it were the Q48, a folder. The contamination formula. Evidence of Miranda's involvement. Her phone. And the cursed perfume bottle she now refused to throw away. Collins walked behind her for protection. Stay sharp, Collins murmured. Someone may already be watching. Ariel nodded quietly. As they turned the corner toward the parking lot, a sleek black car suddenly pulled up, too close, too fast. Ariel grabbed Collins' arm. Is that? Collins tensed. No. Stay close to me. The back door of the car opened. A man in a gray suit stepped out. Young. Sharp. Unsmiling. He raised his hands in a calming gesture. I'm not here to hurt you. Collins stepped in front of Ariel. Identify yourself. The man slipped out a badge. Internal Investigations Bureau. Ariel blinked. What is this? The man took a slow breath and looked right at her. Ariel Thompson, we need to talk. Collins folded her arms. Talk about what? The man turned his eyes toward Collins. His tone changed, colder, sharper. About the fact that Agent Collins has not been honest with you. Ariel's heart stopped. She looked at Collins. Collins didn't blink. Didn't move. Didn't deny it. The man continued. You're working with a rogue agent, Ariel. One who was removed from our department 6 months ago. Ariel felt her knees weaken. What is he talking about? The man pointed at Collins. She is not authorized. She is not assigned to your case. And she is not here to protect you. Ariel stepped back. Her throat dried instantly. Collins' voice lowered to a dangerous calm. Don't listen to him, Ariel. He's lying. But her eyes. Her steady breathing. Her stillness. Felt wrong. Ariel whispered. Collins, is it true? Collins didn't answer. And that silence hurt more than anything else. The man stepped forward and motioned Ariel toward the car. You're in danger from both sides now, he said. If you want the truth, come with me. Ariel looked from the man to Collins. To the folder in her hand. Someone was lying. Someone was manipulating her. And in that moment, in the middle of a quiet street, Ariel realized something terrifying. She didn't know who to trust anymore. Ariel stood between the two people who had shaped her nightmare, Collins on her left, the mysterious agent in the car on her right. The world felt quiet, too quiet, like the air itself was holding its breath. She tightened her grip on the folder, the evidence that could ruin careers, expose lies, and save lives. Collins finally spoke, her voice softer than Ariel had ever heard it. Ariel, everything I did to protect you. The man cut in immediately. She's been working off book. Her goal wasn't to save you. It was to bring down Miranda Hale for personal reasons. Ariel shook her head. You both used me. Silence. The truth hit her all at once. She had spent so long thinking she was powerless, but the evidence in her hands was stronger than any of them. The truth didn't belong to Collins. It didn't belong to the agent. It belonged to her. Ariel took a slow breath and stepped backward, away from both of them. "No more secrets," she said. "No more manipulation. If you really want justice, both of you, then you'll follow me." She turned and walked straight into the nearest police precinct. Both agents followed. Inside, under bright fluorescent lights, there was no room for lies. Ariel placed the folder on the counter, slid over her phone, the pictures she had taken, the bottle of perfume, and every piece of evidence. "Everything is here," she said calmly. "Check it for yourselves." Investigators swarmed around her immediately. The officers questioned her for hours. They checked the files, followed the paper trail, traced the formula, and scanned the perfume bottle for chemical signatures. By sunrise, Miranda Hale was arrested. Her face appeared on every news channel. Corporate director detained in major cosmetic safety scandal. Toxic formula discovered, hero employee prevents nationwide harm. Whistleblower exposes high-level cover-up. Ariel watched the news with trembling hands. Her nightmare was finally over. But then something unexpected happened. People who had filmed and mocked her shame were now calling her a hero. Her co-workers who whispered behind her back now praised her courage. And the same public that laughed at her now thanked her for saving thousands from harm. Ariel stepped outside her apartment that morning and noticed something strange. Peace. No flies. No buzzing. No fear. Just the soft morning breeze, touching her skin gently as though the world itself was apologizing. She smiled, not because she won, but because she survived. That evening, she threw the perfume bottle into a sealed evidence box where it belonged, walked into her bathroom, and spritzed her favorite old fragrance on her wrist. A soft, familiar scent. Finally, she whispered. "A smell that belongs to me." And this time, only the wind followed her. Moral of the story. Not every gift is a blessing. Not every admirer is genuine. And not every humiliation means you are weak. Sometimes the world tries to silence the very person meant to expose the truth. Trust your instincts. Pay attention to the things that don't add up. You never know when the smallest detail you notice might save 1,000 people. If you made it to the end of this story, wow. Thank you. Ariel's journey reminds us that sometimes the people who try to embarrass you are the ones who fear your strength the most. Remember, your voice, your mind, your instincts, those are your superpowers. If you enjoyed this story and want more gripping, real-life inspired narratives just like this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss when a new story drops. Until next time, stay alert, stay safe, and always trust your inner voice.